Hi, everybody. We're live. I'm here with Cindy. How y'all doing?
Hello.
Why doesn't it want to go into my group? What's happening?
Uh-oh.
Okay, I'm going to have to go fix that. You go ahead and introduce yourself while I fix that.
All right. My name is Cindy Koepp. I am a science fiction, fantasy, and gamelit writer. Um, and I do some teacher resources too, because one of these things is not like the others. Um, about a year ago, Bear Publications, run by Travis and Tabs Perry, um, published a novel of mine called Animal Eye. And about 2 months later, Travis contacted me and said, "Do you think you'd work as a comic book?" And so, since I tend to write with images in my brain, I thought, well, yeah, you just have to translate it into the new form. And so, with the help of Brian K. Morris, who helped me figure out how to do comic book scripting and referred me to a lot of really good resources on the theories of comic book art, um,
We do love
we
Brian.
got woohoo! We got we
We call
got
him Defense.
we got the novel translated into 6 24-page comic books, and then hired Filipino artist Raul Cruz to do the artwork. And we are now here to release issue number 1.
That's awesome. And I have the preview page. Um, I have the preview page on a banner right here. Kickstarter projects and Animal Eye #1. All ages game lit where players become animals. That's a really long title.
Yeah, the one that's attached to my name and in the render my happy little picture. That's the short version.
Okay, there you go. So everybody check that out. You also have uh, Koepp.com where she has all kinds of other stuff going on. Trust me. Oh, there we go. People are floating in.
Woohoo!
What's happening, Brian? Ryan, how you doing? Yes, Brian, it is good to meet you. I see you around all the time. I see you commenting and stuff, but yes, it is good. And yes, it is. I mean, it's good to see you in the comics. It's good
Yeah.
to see you come, you know, um, I'm an avid reader. Period. It does not matter what. Okay, it started with a fourth grade teacher that read a children's version of the Trojan War,
Okay. Yeah.
like the last 10 minutes of class every day all year. She read from that book, and at the end of the year, she gave the book to me because I was the one sitting there going, like just paying, like watching a movie. Like I could see everything happening in my head as she read it, and I became the reader. You know, and mythology was the beginning, of
Mm-hmm.
course,
Mm-hmm.
and then I walked supermarket with my mom, and they got the old spinner racks, and there's Thor on the cover of a comic book, and I was a comic book fan ever since. But I read everything, and I do mean, I mean biographies, all kind, just everything, anything I can absorb.
It's a great
And
hobby. Yeah.
well, I mean, I know you have a whole bunch of stuff outside of the comics. You have books, books and books. Because I was over there checking out your website. And so I want to hear about some of your other stuff before we go into the launch.
Okay. Um, so I started off writing science fiction and fantasy. My first novel, in fact, was Remnant in the Stars, which is a science fiction novel about um, an exploration ship that gets lost and then sends out a garbled distress message. And uh, one of the main characters of the story, his daughter is on that ship, and so they set out across the stars to try and figure out where they disappeared to.
This. is the kind of stuff I like. I don't know if you've seen it. There was a poll somewhere, somebody Meredith or somebody. What do you like? Sci-fi and fantasy. And there, see, this is why Cindy and I could click right here because she writes the kind of stuff that I like. And now with this, it's like with this comic book, you're kind of like gonna introduce me to something a little bit different because I've never really looked at it from that point of view
Mm-hmm.
of um, being inside the game, like
Right.
Tron or whatever. I mean, I've read books like that, but I've never put myself into the quest mode of like you have there, like your geez, I lost a word somewhere. The
Virtual
story, what the
reality.
story is about,
Mm-hmm.
finding their human, that the quest, that finding their humans. I just think that that's an amazing new concept, and I'm kind of like looking forward to seeing where this really goes. Oh, all our friends are showing up now. I feel like I'm
Woohoo!
doing Brian's show. Hi, Carly. Yeah, Cindy is
Thank
amazing.
you.
She is. She does. Man, there's so much stuff on her website, and it's like I'm so broke. I know I want to read all that, and see, I've never been a Kindle guy, or when I sit in this chair, if I start reading somebody's PDFs, I'm distracted from what I'm supposed to be doing when I'm sitting in this chair, which is promoting all you guys' stuff. That's what I do when I sit here at the computer. And it's like, so I tell people, oh man, PDF, geez, you might have to send it to my other account so I can look at it on my phone. And then it's so hard to read it on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's so small, it's so hard to read it. So I'm just an old school comic book, got to have it in my hands kind of guy. I'm a collector, obviously, but um, all the new indie stuff, it's like, I seen somebody having this conversation. I think it was this morning, and they were talking about how they didn't understand the necessity of keeping like a first print. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? It's like they
Mm-hmm.
go to do a second printing. How you should always make sure you separate that. For us collectors who got on board in the beginning, because we wanted a first print, not
Right.
something that's going to be printed exactly the same again and again and again with no way to differentiate it, you know. So me being a collector, them number ones always stand out.
Mm-hmm.
Those are, like I come into a series at book 3 or book 4, I want to know I can go back and get book 1 because that's me. I'm the collector guy. Okay, is the book 1 a first print? Is the one you have a first print, or have you printed it 3, 4, 5 times? You know, and then I delve down into their hidden box and get one of them first prints out, and it's like, yeah, that's the one I want. Send me that
Mm-hmm.
one. And I don't know. It's a collector thing. We love to have that way to differentiate. If this is successful and you're printing out more and more and more and more, this cover has to be the one that stays. It was only on the Kickstarter,
Right.
or
Yeah.
the next one can be this cover, but it has to have a little second printing up in the corner, or a different color for the logo, or something that differentiates it from the ones that you printed the first time.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
that's something that we love to have as collectors, to know that it's going to be that one book, that first printing, that's us. And yes, oh yeah, man, I wish there was a way to do it so that you could just go a panel at a time or something on your phone,
Yeah.
as
Yeah. That'd
opposed
be the
to,
thing.
like trying to enlarge it into one corner of the page. And because I can't see, I'm old, you know. It's like a whole lot of doing this on the phone, and I hate the phone in the first place. Everybody tell you, I just got it recently to set up all the accounts and everything that I needed to start really doing this for real.
Mm-hmm.
My own StreamYard account, all that. I didn't have any of that. I had to set up PayPal. I had to set up. I had to go get a money card. I lived off the grid for a long time, Cindy. I'm not. I'm not an electronic guy. I'm a paper guy. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and so this has all been quite an adventure for me the last couple months, fighting with the cards and fighting with PayPal and everybody about everything because who are you? You haven't been on the grid in ages. Who are you? And it's like, yeah, I'm really still a person.
Really severe.
I'm really still here. Yes, I'm still alive. But I mean, it was kind of weird. It's been really weird for me to actually be able to do things on the computer that I would, I mean, I didn't buy anything. I tell my son, yo, order that book for me. And for a couple years now, he's been real good sport about it. But it's time for me to like take it, you know, take care of my own mess. Basically, the kids are getting older. They ain't gonna need grandpa daycare too much longer. So I gotta have some kind of something going on. So
Right. Right.
this, do you want to like give the main rundown before we hit the launch button here?
Okay. Animal Eye is about a uh, is about two playtesters who take on animal characters instead of human characters. And so one of them is playing Ava the crow, and the other is playing Nagid the dog. And after they design their characters, they start off in a merchant shop where they have to find their human. And then they start off on a parallel adventure where they each encounter the world with their humans and start trying to identify um, the nature and the source of some maniacal killers that are attacking outlying villages and farms. And that's pretty much what goes on in the first issue, and along with a third character who's a little more mysterious, named Jael the bear. Um, she and two of her cubs were out foraging, and her cubs get kidnapped. And so she sets off to try and track all of her cubs back down. Um, and then issue 2 will pick up where that one left off. It's already written as a script. We just need to get the artwork going on it. And through the rest of the series, they explore the continent. They find out more about these maniacs and eventually track down where they're coming from and deal with the problem.
How many books in the arc?
There are 6. There are 6 24-page books.
And then you're going to do a trade, I'm sure.
I think that's the plan. Yeah, we'll put everything together, add some additional content.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. This is like the thing with a lot of the Kickstarters that have a story arc already, and they start out and then how long it takes to actually get it done, as opposed to for when the next one is going to come out and the next one's going to come out. And some people get better at it.
Mm-hmm.
They get better at it and it takes less time to get it out. And then there's people out there that have been waiting on books for years. Now, I know you're already established. You already know how to do this. Nobody's going to have to. Really? More than one down here now. Okay. The Munchkins are in the room.
Incoming.
Yeah. And actually, this is the kind of book they're going to like.
Yeah, it is family friendly. We made sure that of that.
Sophia. Oh, ran up the stairs. I was going to have her come over here and look at it. It's the kind of book they'll like.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Definitely one of the ones Grandpa. The 20th is Emma's birthday, so we're just gonna have to make sure that we get one of these for Emma.
Yay!
Well, I mean, they all have their own collections.
Sure,
You
yeah.
know, they all have their own boxes of comics, and it's like Emma's the oldest, and they all play video games, so they're all gonna get the concept right away. I mean, all
Hmm.
four of them play video games, so they'll all be able to jump onto the concept, and they all read because Grandpa gives them books.
Yay, Grandpa!
That's what I don't buy them toys. I buy them books.
Sure.
You know, I mean, I want them to get the same lifetime of entertainment from people like you that I have. You know, and yes, terrifying levels of advancement.
Thank you.
Terrifying levels. Don't scare the fans away.
Eek! I didn't mean to give you the jitters.
Now, I was watching Daphne's launch party the other day, and we were sharing it out everywhere. And I was so happy to see her just take off the way she did. You know, I mean, it was what, like just 3 hours or so, but she was funded when she went off. When she went off her stream, she was completely funded, and it was so much fun watching
Wow.
her, and doing. I was just in the comments updating her every time somebody, every time the pledge went up, and like, oh, you're almost there, you're almost there. But
Getting closer.
yeah, that's the kind of stuff I do, and I shared feed out to like 50 groups. So,
Wow.
I mean, if we get, as many people as we can that even just like glance, oh, that looks cool. And then they go, look, that's all I'm trying to do. There are groups that don't let me do that, but
Mm-hmm.
I usually just excuse myself out of those groups so that I don't mess up again and I go on promoting. I try not to let it bother. It used to bother me in the beginning. People would be like, "Hey man, you can't self promote here," and I'd be sharing the CromCon
Mm.
event post. I'm promoting for 50, 60 people right now. I'm not self promoting when I do that, right? And I
Right.
couldn't wrap my head around the fact that dude didn't want me to promote for all these people in his group. I was like, all right, I'm good. I'm out. I get you. I don't know if his group was just for him or, I mean, I didn't know, but I promote. That's what I
Hmm.
do. I started doing this when COVID shut all the tables down last year. You
Right.
know,
Yeah, I remember your when you first launched the one.
yeah, and it was about. I had all these friends in my group that were like, "Oh my God, what am I gonna do?" They half of them they weren't getting refunds. They weren't getting their money refunded for tables.
Yeah.
They had
Yeah.
money in hotel accommodations, in travel accommodations that they just lost. And I was like, okay, look, these people are the people, and people like them are the people that gave me a lifetime of entertainment.
Hmm.
I got this little group. We only had like 400 or 500 people in the group. I got this little group. I'm gonna try and see what we can do, and see if we can help people out. I didn't have a YouTube channel. I wasn't on Twitter. I wasn't on Twitch. I wasn't any of the places I am now. I was just in the comic related madness, and that was the only place I did anything. Look at me now. Now
Woohoo!
and it's like I have people that want to come out on my show to launch their books. I'm doing
Yay!
something right,
Yes,
I
you are.
guess. I mean, that's the only way I can look at it. Is um, we have a blast. Doing Rich's thing was so
Hmm.
much fun. And then at the end of it, when he's like, "I'll cut my hair if I get to blah 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 money," and I was like, "Oh, you shouldn't have told me that. I will get you to that level. We will be cutting your hair on my show," and we did. It was like because I won't. Yeah, I accept that as a challenge. He already made a ridiculous challenge for the next one, and we're gonna get him to wax his chest. Watch. Yeah, on my show, we're gonna get him to do the 40-year-old virgin thing. Ah!
Yikes!
We won't do that to you, Cindy. Though we won't make you make outrageous promises. We're just gonna get you there because people already like your books and know what you got going on. Rich was new. I
Hmm.
mean, he wasn't new. He was, I mean, he'd been with Marvel and DC, and he'd done a lot of work with them, but he wasn't the name guy. He was inking over somebody else's work, or you know what I mean. And it's like now I tell everybody all about it. Yo, he's this, he's that. Y'all don't know who he was. Look at him now. It's like I just try to promote in any way that I can, just like with you. Oh, we got as a multimedia author, how does going to comics differ from standard author publishing? Do you do a crowdfunder for your books, or do you just Amazon them?
Actually, all of my books are published through small presses like Bear Publications,
Okay.
Under the Moon, Lumen Anime. Um, Even the anthologies, for the most part, I think there were two that were indie, um, but those were handled by other people. So, um, so comic books differ a lot. Um, it was a whole other process. It's a different theory about how to write it. Uh, in the novels, I can go on for quite some distance about what things look like and how characters are feeling and how
Well,
they analyze their environment. But when the with the comic book, every word on the page hides artwork,
yes.
and so you have
And
to squish a lot, very tight writing. Every
I,
word must
I
earn
will
its
be
place.
honest. To me, when I'm feeling lazy is when I read comic books because the art's presented for me and I do not have to create from the author's description the picture in my head.
Right?
Okay.
Uh,
When I'm feeling lazy, I let the artist of the comic book give me their rendition. But when I'm not feeling lazy and I want to make my own picture, that's when I pick up a novel.
mhm.
So I totally understand the difference. But I will say that sometimes I cheat. Once I have the idea in my head of what something looks like, I will bleep right over your description. Speed readers don't really speed read, they omit. I just want you
Uh-huh.
to know that.
And that works too. You cut out the parts you don't need and keep going.
Well, it's like you said, like everybody knows what the Millennium Falcon looks like.
Hmm.
Okay, so you pick up a Star Wars book and there's some author describing the Falcon, and you're like, you just right past that. You already know all that. You know that kind of stuff. It's like once you have the picture in your mind, it's really easy to flip on past.
Hmm.
But then everybody who's ever gone back and read a book a second time, that's when you catch all that stuff that you missed. And you're like, oh crap. And then you go back and read it a third time and you find some more stuff that you missed. That's what happens. I mean, I still find stuff in books and and I don't know how I missed that the first four times I read it, or how that specific meaning got by me and I took it a different way, or you know, DeFez is talking. Do you see the comic book spinning off a new line of stories that you might not get to in the prose arena? Are there more stories? Oh, see.
There are more stories. There is a book two for Animal Eye called For the Glory. It's still in planning stages. There are also a pile of short stories that are based in the same universe where one of the main characters, Kin Mei, gets to go into the Animal Eye expansion pack and play a bunch of mini quests. Um, Now, will it spin off into a series of little mini comic stories that don't make it into novels or into anthologies? Possibly. Um, I mean, with the kind of game scenario we have set up, um, it doesn't have to be an extremely post-apocalyptic, apparently Renaissance fantasy universe. It could be straight sci-fi, steampunk, um, western. I mean, anything you like.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to use those game mechanics and rebuild some of the basic um, scenario work, but I mean, doesn't have to be in the same setting. So I could see it happening.
Well, Ryan wants to know what's your favorite. I don't know if he's talking to me or you. I'll let you go. I'll let you go because you know.
Favorite Star Wars memory. The Duel of the Fates in Phantom Menace.
Okay.
Uh, that I mean, not realistic at all as a fight scene would go, because everybody's jumping around and flipping over each other and slinging droid skulls into buttons and stuff like that. But otherwise, really amazing fight. I mean, there's a little mini story that happens within that fight, and and so I mean that was pretty amazing.
Mine would have to be in print. I thought the Rogue Squadron should have been the next thing that came after Jedi.
That was a good series.
The Rogue Squadron books are great. If the next thing that went to screen shouldn't have went backwards in time. They should have came forwards. They should have the stuff people were writing in the EU was so good.
Mm-hmm.
So good and
Mm-hmm.
just got ignored. But that's just me. What's your favorite movie that's not The Empire?
Empire Strikes Back was certainly not my favorite. My favorite would probably be Phantom Menace, followed shortly by Return of the Jedi.
Jedi's my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Cindy, you write game lit. How do you deal with the mechanics of the game and add them to your world building? It has to be complex. And
It
to
is.
follow that up, let's mention that we're also looking into creating a video game based on the story. Okay.
Also true. Yep. Yeah. I didn't know that was public knowledge yet, but yeah, we are in discussions with a gaming company to turn Animal Eye into one or two games. One would be a bunch of micro quests based on the short stories, and the other would be a desktop game that follows through the plot line of the book.
I just have a feeling that all these people know what's going on behind the scenes in your book.
Well, Travis Perry is the publisher.
Right? Now look at Brian. If you thought about having a game built around the universe, and why should Nick Tucker write it?
Nick Tucker should write because he's really good at it. He just, in fact, he just released with Luke Stone the Indiegogo campaign that's going to fund his quick play for hybrids, Sons of Gods, and the comic book issue 7 in that series, I believe.
Yes.
And they just launched that last night or night before. Night before. So they're rocking on that one.
But everybody's running them together on me now. It's like day after day after day. We got
one right after another.
Yeah. Let's see.
But toward Nick's question, the working the game mechanics into the story was actually kind of complicated. Animal Eye actually started out as a straight portal. Well, no, it wasn't even portal fantasy. As a fantasy novel called Bird's Eye, the novel in need of a better name. It tracked both of the main characters, but there were no game mechanics. It wasn't a game scenario. There weren't playtesters working with characters. They were it was an African gray instead of a crow, and still a very large, very fuzzy dog. And the plotline was very, very similar to the current one, but they got together a whole lot faster and did more adventures together before they solved the problem. And it didn't work out. It was a very quest-based fantasy, which is weird for me because I usually write very character-centric stories. So one of the other short stories I wrote for another bear anthology called Avatars of Web Surfer was a gamelet story, and someone someone who knew the story saw a podcast on Lit RPG and said, "This sounds a whole lot like what you wrote." And so I listened to the podcast and went, "Wow, yeah." And so I talked to Travis at Bear Publications, and with after some discussions, we decided to tackle Bird's Eye, turn it into Animal Eye, and rewrite it as Gamelit. So a lot of the main plot points are there, but so a lot of the details are different. So the first thing we had to do is create the game mechanics, and that took a lot of back and forth because I had one idea of how it should work, and he had a different idea of how it should work. And between the two of us, we ended up with a functioning game system. And then I'm one of those crazy people who has notes and notes and lots of notes and more notes, and oh boy, do I have notes before I even get started with writing a novel. And so it was not just simply a matter of taking the game mechanics and plugging them into Bird's Eye, but I actually rewrote the whole book to make the so that it wouldn't feel like the game mechanics were just kludged on top, but they were actually an integrated part of the system.
Right.
And I have been a playtester for one really large game, and so I had a lot of familiarity with how that works and some of the behind the scenes stuff that you don't see in video games. And I was able to get that rewrite done. Travis walked through the editing on it on a few different times to help make it readable for normal humans, and more understandable. And then the novel progressed from there until we got it published about this time last year, actually.
And it's like 6:02. Do you want to push that button?
All right, let me go into there and smack the go button. And oh, I've got
all the
stuff to
shares
read.
right now, so
That's all or nothing, right? Do that. If you reach your goal, you need to complete the project and fulfill the award. Obviously, yes. I've read all the terms and conditions. Sure, I have. And ready, steady, go.
right.
And it is now live. So if you go to that link next to my name, it should actually pop up as a real project.
Hey,
And there it is. Happy day.
there it is.
And the
I gotta pull it down for a second though, so I don't, like dox myself.
Yikes! Don't do it that way.
Oh, my computer's going really, really slow right now.
Oh no!
Come on, hit it.
Go computer, go!
Hit it. Okay, try again. Hit it. All right, I'm in there somewhere. Yes, indeed. Now we can bring it back up. Oh, what happened over there?
Uh-oh.
Now, let's refresh that thing and see what it says. Oh, it's not going to change yet? Gonna wait. What's up, 24?
Hi-oh.
Travis.
Ta-da! Ready to rock and roll.
This thing is live. It's time to hit it. Hit it.
Yeah, the video that that's playing on there was actually put together by Travis's wife, Tabs, and Travis wrote the script, and he's the actual voice in there. But Tabs put the whole thing together, and then Randy Strew tightened up the sound a bit and balanced things out. But Tabs did the real hard lifting on the video.
Well, let's check it out.
What if you could see the world like an animal? What if you could soar like a bird? Detect faint smells like a dog? What if a video game allowed you to play an animal character in a unique fantasy setting? What if a comic book series put you in such a video game setting, telling the story from the point of view of animal companions to human characters? Welcome to the world of Animal Eye. This comic book series will follow the adventures of three animal characters, Hala the crow, McGee the dog, and JL the bear. Many fantasy stories feature animal helpers to human characters, especially horses or dogs, but sometimes birds like falcons, or in the case of Animal Eye, a crow. Fantasy-based video games do this as well at times, with human or demi-human player characters in the role-playing video game, with animal assistants in the game available to the main characters as what are, in effect, non-player characters. The Animal Eye story world flips this dynamic on its head. In Animal Eye, the video game player characters are the animals, and the non-player characters are the humans the animals assist. Join playtesters Kim May and Jake as they become Ava the crow and McGee the dog. In issue 1, each must find a human companion to guide them on their adventures. Ava finds Aussie, Bakari tribesman, archer, and herbalist. Baron Raphael Dorcas, who wields a sword and a flintlock pistol, teams up with McGee. In the world of Animal Eye, demented monsters are attacking settlements, including Aussie's family. Join Ava and Aussie as they come to JL's aid in a fight against the maniacs. Join Baron Raphael and McGee as they undergo a parallel adventure battling demented maniacs. Issue 1 lays the groundwork for a unique comic book series in 6 issues, adapted from the novel Animal Eye by Cindy Koepp. An adventure is beginning, an adventure you can join with your support, an adventure where you can become the animal.
I like this part right here.
I thought that was amusing.
I love this when people make it look like the movie. Yes. There we go. We got some backers, baby.
Woohoo!
That's what I'm talking about. All right. It's off and running, people.
Yay!
Gonna make it happen. I think I'm backer number 1. That's one thing is like I never was before until like recently, because before I had to have my son like, I'd be like, be ready. And he'd be all over it, man, but he'd still be like backer number 11 or whatever, It was like, come on, man. But yeah, it's good. We're out there. We got Dust Money Mafia jumped in and back. Appreciate you. I jumped in there. I had to. Cindy helps us out. We help her back. That's how we do things around here. So go check it out. I got people watching. I got more people watching than have backs. So I know we got people looking. That's all. That's all we can do. Hit that like, share the stream to other groups. I mean, I'm not in every group. A lot of you guys are in groups I'm not in. Share the stream. Share the link to the campaign. You don't even have to share the stream. Some people don't like pops, but share the campaign. Hit that little Twitter button right there. Hit that little Facebook button right there. Share it out. Let people know what's going on. That's exposure is king, just like it says right there. Mm-hmm. I've been doing this for a year now, and all I can say is the people that are successful at this are the ones that are out there. They're promoting, they're talking to people, they're on the shows. Those are the people that are selling books. Okay, if you're just sitting at your house and you're like, Pop's got this for me, I'll do my best, but you gotta, everybody's got to be out there promoting, because the people want to know who you are now. Mm-hmm. This has become a thing, It's like before y'all could hide in the bullpen at Marvel and draw. It ain't like that no more. You got to come out here and you got to be. Everybody's got to be their own Stan Lee. Mm-hmm. Basically, I mean, everybody's got to be their own face, their own brand, their own promotion. And, I'm out here. I'll try to help everybody. But the people that are really working at it, that make it really easy for me, if they're excited about what they're doing, it makes it really easy for me, because I come out here and try to be excited all the time. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I'll be out here and I'll be way more excited than the person I'm talking to. It's like you can barely get them to crack a smile. You can't, it's like Now, I don't
Camera
know if you
shy.
guys know, I don't know how many of you all know Cindy, but Cindy's always cracking jokes in other people's chats. Always. She's got, and they're the nice kind of jokes. They're friendly jokes. Their family you can tell the whole family, you know. It's great though, because she always interacts with people, even if it's not her thing that's going on. And this is how you gain fans. You go out there and you interact with the fans. You know, you've been in enough cons when you have that face to face with them.
Right.
You know when you've gained a fan for life or not. When they're walking away from your table, you know whether
Mm-hmm.
that connection was made. It's a lot harder to make that connection here. You know what I mean? You can have
It is, yeah.
15 people watching and only 3 of them are interacting in the chat. So you have no idea the impression that you make. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot harder out here. And you do have to work at it and sell yourself to always be expanding the fan base. Let's see. What do you get when you kiss a bird?
That's great.
There you go. See, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. I'm wondering where's our buddy Joe D. McPhee at? I really expected to see him out here tonight. Oh, we got another backer when I was japping.
Woohoo!
Got another one up to 5. We can do this. We
Bird
get out of
power.
here. We get out of here with a good start, and then we're gonna push it the whole time. I promise you that we're gonna push it the whole time.
Yeah, I've got several more shows lined up. I'll be playing with Joe on his, and a radio podcast that'll be coming up soon that we're going to record ahead of time.
Now
Let's see
look,
whether.
there are like 30 different podcasters in the madness. Every night you go there, you look, there are 5, 6, 7 different live shows going on every night. And all of those people are looking for people to be on their shows.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all approachable. That's why I put their shows up in the group, because they're all approachable. They're all part of what we're trying to do. I mean, Brian's network is part of what we're trying to do. And it's like I really have wanted to partner up with them and make them part of what we're doing. You know that. I mean,
Right.
it's like I want you guys to do this show from I want you to do the next CromCon from the floor of that author show that you're going to be at
Mm-hmm.
in Peoria, the one that everybody's going to be at. Michaela says she'll walk around with a camera, and when somebody's, when you're not busy with the customer, she talk to you right then and there, right there live during CromCon from the floor of a show. I'm really looking forward to that. All you guys will be right there in a row together. It'll be cool. That's the kind of stuff I like to do. It's all about promotion. And you guys, the Indie Vault Network, there's so many different groups of people that do these podcasts, and I got them all in one spot in the madness. So they're all easy to find. You guys can find 30 different people that you can be on the show. You can damn near be on a show a day all month long during the campaign if you work it out right. And of course, we got the Monday Madness shows. We got, Will has a show 5 days a week. William Pace, the Creators
Wow.
Outlet, he does a show 5 days a week. RJ at Critical Blast, they're doing shows all the time. It's, there's so many other circles, many other circles of fan bases you get to tap now. Don't just stay in the rising tide bubble. Jump out into the madness, and you know what I'm saying. Get out on all these shows and get seen, because that's where the boost comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Is all the different shows. Oh, Katie just back. Oh, look at that, 92.
Yay!
Yeah, there you go. I love it. Thank you, Katie. She's another one of our guests now in CromCon. She was in the last one, going to be in the next one. So, just it's all good. I love seeing that. I love seeing backers. We're going to definitely have we're definitely gonna have fun with this one now. Now we get to go look at some stuff though. Yes.
Yeah. You can check
Yes.
out some of Raul Cruz's nifty artwork. So I used it as section breaks all throughout.
Look at that. So techno zombies.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, that's about what it works out to. They're zombie cyborgs.
Nice.
And there's a backstory for those two that'll come out as the story progresses through some of the later issues.
Oh yeah, I'm really liking this. I like the look of this. Oh yeah, I think I'm really glad I backed this now. Kids are gonna love
Woohoo!
this. Ah yeah, kids are gonna love this. Oh look at that! They even did little caricatures of themselves. Is there one of you down here, Cindy?
No, he actually used a photo of me. He just did his own caricature. He said he wasn't keen on his real life pic, and so it's like
See, we
that's
should
your
have
problem.
somebody draw you in the same style. You could have been like
That would
right
be fun.
there. Originally from where?
Michigan. I was born in Michigan, spent 44 years in Texas, so I'm equally proficient in Yooper and Texas drawl, and then moved to Iowa.
Okay, well, mine's kind of sort of like that. I started in Minneapolis, and pretty much the same time I got my license, I went to Phoenix because I knew I was done shoveling snow. And I stayed there for 35 years, and then like that last summer I was there, like 2013 or something, and it's like I couldn't go outside.
Mm-hmm.
The heat would just drain me. And that never had happened before. And it was just like, okay, it might be time to leave. So my dumb ass went to Texas.
It's slightly less hot there.
Yeah, but
Except
we
in
just
August.
had this humidity in, and I can't breathe when I go outside still. So that didn't really help me any, but ended up in Michigan of all places. So I'm where you started. What's up? Probably gonna end where you started. Let's see. Yes. Cindy, you want custom art. I can roll with it. There you go. Glad to support a fellow all ages fantasy creator. Love that we both have bird characters. Yes.
All right.
Birds.
Birds rule.
Right. Katie does have birds. That's right. Harpies.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Highly
I mean,
specialized
all kinds of birds, but I think like
sure.
the main character is like a little harpy. Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. So, what else we got? Ooh. Oh, what skills? What's this fatigue skill?
That's the game overlay.
Okay, cool.
There are some scenes that you see from inside the player's perspective instead of the outside shot. Right. And so to differentiate that, there's a game overlay. So you see the character icon, you see the fatigue meter, and you see a skills drop down. And there are occasions where you can actually see the skills drop down open, and the player is picking a skill. So in this case, you're watching from the inside of the crow's perspective. Nice. As she gets herself out of a trap.
Hi, Travis. What's up, bro? Now I know what you look like. All right. Thank you for your service, sir. Appreciate that. Let's see. Oh, look at this. I know that guy. What's up? What's up, B-Fez? If you've played an animal in a role-play game, this will resonate. If you haven't, they'll make you want to. Cool. I can get with that. From the fascinating exploration of a VR game world to the challenges facing a digital Ravens player, you're in for an enjoyable read. And Animalize is my first big project. I'm excited to be involved in it. Its action scenes, animal characters, and unconventional environment was a great challenge to work with. And I'll let you read your own words.
All right. Animal Eye was fun to write as a novel, a fascinating challenge to turn into a script, and an amusing read with the snazzy artwork. Check it out!
Check it out! There you go. Are you the adventurous type? See that? Look at that. And see, I love all that. The little shots, the characters, everything. Oh, go here, scroll down a little bit, and click the link for the digital ash can. See, y'all can get the digital ash can too. So, you know.
Yeah, we tried to put together an assortment of interesting reward tiers. Travis found a print-on-demand manufacturer of book swag, and so we can actually get it shipped from overseas to overseas, which helped with some with the shipping costs a bit here and there. And we have 2 packages for retailers.
Danny Morales, Danny, mini retailers, Danny. Down there, the Collective in Florida, you know, where they put all my people's books on the wall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's a store down there in Florida where one of the admins of the Madness, Danny Morales, works there, and they have a wall that they call the Indie Initiative.
Oh, cool.
And they put indie books on the shelves in their store, and they sell indie books. So I'll make sure Danny gets a look at this and make sure he sees that there's a retailer package. You know, that's what they're looking for, people that are willing to work with them so that they can still make something and sell the book at a price that people will buy it for, you know.
Right, yeah.
Here we go. We got people. We got people.
Right.
Oh, yes. There it is. Hawk and Griffin.
Griffins are fun.
This all began with a bird as the main character. That's all cool. Yes, that was your picture, Travis. I like that UI is a solid design. Dark Gift, what's up? What's up, Anthony? How you doing, brother? We're out here launching Cindy's book, bro.
Woohoo!
And we're doing okay. And this is also like this is based on like sort of a Tron thing where the characters are inside the book or inside the game and they're trying to find their humans, man. Kind of a unique concept. Look at that. They got coffee cups, y'all.
There's an assortment of coffee cups. There's the yellow one with the black logo. There's also black with yellow. And then there are some that have the character images on them.
Oh, look at that. A cereal bowl. There's a cereal bowl tier is $50 and it's got a freaking cereal bowl. I love it.
There's a bigger retailer pack.
Okay. 25 floppies. Nice. Yeah, Danny, I don't know where you're at. I hope you're watching, bro. Got your backpack. Look at that. 5 pieces of digital art. The Game Lit Adventure ebook of the novel. All the stuff. Uh-oh. You're going to have to explain all that one. I see there's an NFT there.
Yeah. Travis found out how to create NFTs. And so we're going to create a few NFTs for the 2 upper tiers. The $500 tier will get 1 NFT with Animal Eye art, and the $1,000 tier will get 3. And so we tried to pack the $500 and $1,000 level with all kinds of cool swag and interesting stuff. The $500 tier, you can actually get amigurumi versions of the characters.
Nice.
I do crochet critters, and so I worked up a pattern for a crow, a dog, and a bear. And that tier has 1 of each.
And you do those?
I did, yeah. Yeah, the dogs and the bears are all made. The crows, all the parts are made. I still have to assemble the pieces, but that will be done fairly quickly.
Steel travel mug, backpack, tapestry. Look, y'all. Cereal bowl, 6 coffee mugs.
And those are some of the ones that have the character art on them.
That's awesome. And the swag box just has everything and everything and everything. Look at that.
You have stuff and things.
2 steel travel mugs, 6 bowls, 12 coffee cups. Oh, some are 11 ounce and some are 15 ounce. Yeah, I was wondering about. I see people out here with them little teeny tiny coffee cups, and this is me in coffee.
Right. Yeah, I used to have a tea mug that was literally the size of a soup bowl. So and because uh, the print on demand manufacturer that Travis scared up can do all kinds of strangeness. We just have add-ons for days. So even if you set yourself up in one of the lower tiers and you want to get one of the interesting toys from some of the upper tiers, we can handle that.
I'm looking. You got all kinds of stuff. Dog tags. I mean, logo
Actual
tags.
dog tags, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are customizable. You can put your pet name on the back and the Animal logo on the front.
Yeah, that's a lot of cool stuff. A lot of cool stuff. Let's see what this. Have we had anything change? Nope, still just under $100.
That's $6.
But
Yep.
hey,
Right at
you guys,
100.
there's a lot of nice stuff there, y'all. Check it out.
Lots of fun toys.
What's up? Yes, it is awesome that you make those.
Thanks. Yeah. I've been doing amigurumi for a little over a year. I started off with actually a fairly large pattern. It's a big dragon. It's like 18 inches long and a foot high. And that was the first one I did. So if I could handle that, the other ones were easier. But we had a few mishaps in designing the amigurumi for this one because I couldn't find a pattern that I could use commercially. So many of them were labeled that you cannot sell the products you make from this pattern. It's like, well, that stinks. So I did a couple of prototypes, took them apart, redid a couple parts, put them back together, and ended up with good designs.
Well, I mean, I just you already put all the work in on the book, and then you're over here doing this too. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, that's kind of amazing. It's like most people that have some kind of an add-on, they're hiring somebody on to do that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You get something personalized that she makes on top of it. That's cool. It's there's things. See, there's one disadvantage to trying to be backer number one. I mean, for me, it's easy because I know I'm a broke ass and I'm gonna be getting the bottom tier anyway. I already know that, right? But if you're trying to be number one and you got money, you don't have time to look through everything, and then you're going and doing all the add-ons after you pledge.
Mm-hmm. Well, the good news is you can tweak your pledge all the way to the last day, which will be
the
7th of June.
You run in there and you do the bottom tier just so you can be first. And then you go tweak your pledge all through the campaign. Oh, there's something else they added on. Oh, I gotta get that. But yeah, it's fun. I've been having a blast since I started doing this, and it just gets to be more fun all the time. I get to hang out with more cool people, and I'm really looking forward to when I get all you people to come to Grand Rapids.
Oh wow, yeah.
See, when everybody comes to Grand Rapids, then I get to run around and meet everybody.
Yeah.
Run around and do the con from the floor. Actually, me do the con from the floor. Run around and talk to everybody. It'll be so much fun. I'm looking forward to it.
That'd be a blast.
Yeah, well, I already talked to Mark up there about possibly getting a press pass so that I can just cruise around, have fun, go crazy that weekend. It would definitely be new for me. I've been there as a fan.
Hmm.
I've been in a card convention back in Phoenix as a vendor
Right.
because I used to collect baseball, football, and all kinds of cards and stuff. So I've been both sides of the table. I ain't never been the guy running around interviewing people.
That'd be a new experience.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get outside the box and have as much fun with this as I can. You know, and that
Hmm.
especially when it comes to that, when I get to meet all you guys. I get to walk up on you in the middle of a sale and ask the person across the table from you, why are you buying it from her? But not in that way. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
right.
well, what brought you to Cindy's table? Cindy, friend of mine. And I get to interview fans and the creatives at the same time. I think it'll be a blast.
That'd be a
So
great
what do
venue.
what do y'all say, man? Let's anybody else who's watching who has not backed this book, just go ahead and do it right now.
Woohoo! Lots
Even
of
if
fun
you're
stuff there.
even if you're part of it, just do it. The backer count looks good. See, that's the other thing. You want the backer count to look good. You want backers. I've
Right.
never really worried about the money too much when people are talking about, how much funded, what their funding goal is or how much money they made. I'm always like, it's the amount of backers. Because the people that get it in their hand and
Hmm.
read it are going to be the ones talking about it to their
Right.
friends for
Right.
the next one. Okay. So it's always going to be the amount of backers is the most important thing because word of mouth, you know it, I know it, everybody knows it, is the number one salesman still in the world of everything.
Hmm.
People buy something because their friend told them they can trust these people or this product or whatever, and it's word of mouth. It sells a lot of stuff.
Right.
I mean, once you got it in your hand, you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. And you're talking about it and you're telling your friend wants one now because it was amazing. Pop said it was amazing. I'm going to have to check it out. Well, maybe not quite that much influence, but I'd like to think that people think my opinion is a little bit worth something when it comes to this particular subject because I've been
Yeah,
a
you're an expert in
lifelong
it.
fan. I've
Hmm.
never been the guy who created the stuff, so I've never had that ego stigma. Or,
Hmm.
or like in Jim O'Reilly's case, that, oh my God, everything I do sucks.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah, everything he does some amazing work, but he is one of those people that's his own worst critic.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, I
Yeah.
mean, he thinks everything he does is. It's like, no, Jim, everything you do is fire, bro, fire, and you just gotta believe in yourself. Yeah.
Woohoo!
What do you mean you got
Oh,
your own show? These
what?
people in there.
He's
These
got to go do
people
a
in their
comic book show.
shows. Brian, you go have a great show, brother, as
Have a good
always.
time.
And we'll be over there to check you out in just a few minutes, probably.
Hmm.
I'd like to get this thing over $100, though, y'all. Come on,
Yeah.
somebody. Throw some money at my girl, Cindy. That's what I'm saying. I might have to go share it in 3 or 4, 5 more groups just because.
Woo.
See, that's the other thing I do. If I get a lull and people aren't buying, I still got 20 more groups I can share it to.
All right.
I try not to do it all at once because a lot of people are in the same groups and they get like the same message 50 times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of my friends are all in the same group. So I try not to do it all at once, but I still, if there's a lull, then I'm like, oh, well, maybe I should go drop it in this group and this group. And like I say, because it's different circles, it's, different sets
Hmm.
of fans in different places. I didn't want to hit that. Close that. Thank you. Don't need that. That's the button I'm looking for. Yes, share. Okay, let's see. Oh, the Gizalt. Yeah, those guys. The Gizalt Media Creative Community. Are you part of that group?
That one doesn't sound familiar, but I'm in a bunch.
Jason Stokes has a group that's a lot, novel, writers like yourself. Not so much comic book, but they
Okay.
are cool with it. They don't mind me going over there and dropping CromCon in the group, and they do appreciate the comic book. It's just more of an authors group. David Hoyles is over there. There's a few people over there that are really good authors. And I just shared you there, so
All
what's
right.
up, everybody? It's just what's happening. That's what I mean. It's like for me, it's just all about having fun. I was
That is the best part.
I was a sidekick on a radio show back in the late '90s on Z Rock, and I was sidekick for a guy named Rob Flanick, and he didn't really like to be a DJ. He was a production guy. He made commercials and stuff, and they stuck him with a 4-hour show on Saturday that he
Wow.
didn't really want to do. So I went in and did it with him. And he'd go off in the production booth and make commercials and do his regular job, and I'd basically do the radio show. And it was a
Oh, cool.
It was a blast. And that's, so coming out here and doing this was kind of like, it was pretty easy for me because I wasn't afraid to come out and talk in front of people, So, there's a group I forgot. Yeah, we got to put it there. Okay. Now we got it out there a little farther. The reach grows. Yes. And yes, pledge to this comic. Brian knows. Oh, and he's read the script. See, he's even got a one up on us. He's even got the one up on us. He already knows for sure. Oh, and there we are. 8 backers, $107.
Woohoo!
We got a good start. All right.
Yeah,
Brian.
Brian read the draft of the script and provided a couple of rounds of feedback, and then read the draft of the completed comic book to provide some feedback on a few of the on some of the issues with how the script interacted with the artwork, and so he knows quite a bit about this one.
Cool. Well, I trust Brian's opinion. I don't know why. He's crazy. He's crazy as I am. I don't know why, but yeah. Right on, Bear.
Woohoo!
Yes. Right on. Cool. That's not too bad. I'm good. I'm good with that. And like I said, I still have a lot of places where I still get to go share this and drop the replay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go hunt through the different groups that I'm a part of. A lot of them are, as you described earlier, where they don't want you to promo anything. But there are quite a few where I can drop a link where it'll make some sense and get some folks to come play. And
I saved about 20 to hit tomorrow morning, and it'll all be fresh for them.
Oh wow, okay.
You see, that's what I mean. It's like I want to space it out. I don't want somebody to get hit with 45 different. I'm in all these groups, and I've seen this over and 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 over again on my feed. So I'll do some, like I said, I did some at the beginning of the show, did some just a minute ago, and then I'll do some like tonight, and I'll do some tomorrow morning.
Right.
And, spread it out a little bit. And like I tell everybody, you definitely drop it in my group in the morning ones, in the evening ones.
Oh, okay.
Because
all right.
The feed goes too fast.
Right.
Nobody's scrolling that far back. You know what I mean? It's like, so at least twice a day, I tell everybody. And that way I know I'll see it, and then I'll share it out to Twitter. I'll share it out to, you know what I mean? It's like, it's all, for me, it's almost reactionary now.
Okay.
If it comes in the group, it goes to my newsfeed and Twitter right away. Bang, bang. Okay? If I see it on Twitter, it goes in the group in my newsfeed. If I see it on my newsfeed, it goes in the group in Twitter. It's like a triangle but I always make sure everything I see goes to the other two main things where I promote, you know.
Okay.
So it's growing. Like you say, the Twitter just passed the YouTube.
Oh, wow.
And the Twitter I only got back up there like 2 weeks ago, you know, and already that over 300 followers there. So I have no doubt that that's just going to keep growing, and that's one of the places I broadcast directly to now. So you
Excellent.
know, we
Excellent.
got that, the YouTube and the group, 2,200 people. So we're just going to keep doing what we do and keep trying to grow and make it better for you guys. You know,
Excellent. I do appreciate all the work you do. You do a lot for the community.
man, I have fun. See, I'm having fun most of the time.
Every great once in a while, I get one of those squirrels.
I stay in my group and I stay out here and I'm fine.
Mhm.
Okay. As soon as I step outside, it's like, what'd you do that for? Get back in the group. I'm one of them people that can get caught up in the like the Twitter cesspool.
Oh, yeah.
I can get
Yeah.
I can get caught up in it really bad. You know, I'm old and I'm opinionated and yeah, don't get me started type stuff. You know, but I've learned to temper it with a little bit of common sense. 9 backers. We get one more backer.
Woohoo!
I'd like to see 10 backers before we get off. That'd be sweet.
That'd be cool.
I mean, I'd like to see 20, 30, 40, but you know what I'm
Right,
saying?
yeah.
It's like, let's start with 10. But yeah, I mean, it's always great talking to you, and I know you have more to say. I need to shut up and let you talk about this a little bit more while people are watching. Less about me, more about you and what you do.
All right. Um, uh, this comic book, we have further plans for it. Uh, we're working on issue 2 already, and issue 2 will continue the adventures of all 3 critters. Jael will continue hunting for her cubs and running into a few little misadventures along the way, having to find lunch somewhere, and Aussie will get home to find something has gone drastically wrong, and that will set him off in a different direction. And Nagid and his human are going to uh, start looking into where these critters are coming from, and start gaining some information on how to stop them. And that will be the continuing arc for them.
So the game with that, I know I don't want to get you saying more than you, but you talk about like a video game, a role playing tabletop game, a dice type game. What type of game are we actually talking?
All of the above, actually.
Okay,
My
okay.
first plan was, I mean, not long after I finished the novel, I got the idea. It's like, I've got all these game mechanics worked out. It would take some work, of course, to develop the actual role-playing game system, but turning that into a role-playing game would not be as hard as starting from zero. So my first thought was to turn into a tabletop, a family-friendly tabletop game where you can design your own critters and then have NPC humans that you work with. About a month ago, I think it was, Travis and met the owner of a small gaming company, and so we're in discussions now with that game company to make a mobile game that's a whole bunch of little mini quests, and based on the short stories that I'd started to put together, and then also a desktop computer game that follows the plotline of the book.
Now you got my attention. Now you got my attention right there. You're gonna ruin it for everybody though. I'll be sitting here playing games instead of promoting. what can I tell you? Sometimes I get caught up.
That's all right. That's all right.
I'm really like glad that you came out here and did this with us, though. I really am.
Well, thank you for inviting
Um,
me.
you definitely want to get with William Pace. Um, Jeez, just draw a blank on 50 people. Drew
Oh no.
Edge. Varian and Lola over there at Indie Bowl. Um, Geez, there are so many. I sent somebody there is a huge list. I'll tell you what, I'm just going to go copy that list and I'll just send it to you.
Okay, that'll work.
I did that this morning for somebody where I typed like in the comments below their campaign, I typed like 30 or 40 names, and I'm just going to go copy that and send it to you.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
But
So yeah,
yeah,
I'm lining up different appearances. Clever title pending. Desk of a small press publisher.
yep.
A radio podcast I forget the name of.
There's
Um,
Earth Station One with Mike Faber
okay.
is a good one. Um, Geez, there's so many. Our own Arash Zande does pop culture in comics. You see that one up in the group like I think twice a week.
Okay.
He's one of the admins in the Madness. Arash. Um, Geez, there are so many. William Pace, like I said, he's out there 5 days a week. Randolph Carter from Critical Blast.
Okay.
He's out. Dark Gift Comics presents that was in the chat earlier. Anthony Romano, he does a show. Everybody does a show. Simon
Yeah.
and Chris. Simon and Chris do the morning roast on YouTube. They're in the group. There's so many people that are in the group that do shows. It's like Michael Watson. There are so many. We will get you on all of them. We will. And there's a bunch on Twitter too. I mean,
Wow.
there's people on Twitter that do shows. Mandy Summers and Piper, Red Valkyrie. There's so many shows to go on. Promoting is easy nowadays. You just got to have a hub where all the networks all connect, and that's kind of what we're trying to build in the Madness. A place where all the wheels connect and you can just bounce from one circle to the next.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was joking around with, I think it was Brian or Nick that I think I'm the only person in Rising Tide that doesn't have a show.
You don't?
No, I don't. No.
Hey,
I'm just on everybody else's dropping crazy jokes. And
and you do have to have somebody that's on the outside that handles all that. Like I see you share everybody's links.
mm-hmm.
You're doing all that. That's like kind of what I brought Phil in to help me with CromCon.
Mm-hmm.
Was to help me share it all out and to cover everybody's links and pull all the bells and whistles in the background, the banners, and while I talk to people, because it's really hard to concentrate on all the fringe parts to make the show.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot of pieces.
It's hard to concentrate all that and still be able to have a decent interview or a decent conversation. Hold on a second. I got to check what is this guy saying, or I got to change this banner, or It's like, it's hard to really pay attention to what you're doing and have a decent conversation with somebody and do all this stuff in the background. So what you do for all those other shows, it really takes some of the pressure off the people that are doing the show.
Oh, excellent.
I just want you to know that. It is very helpful. It really is. Pops Pruch, see?
All right.
But yeah, I will definitely get that list to you. We will get you on as many shows as we can for the next month. You're going to be sick of being in front of a camera, and you're going to be really glad to just stick books in bags and stuff for a couple weeks.
Yeah. Because I'll be handling the fulfillment part for the comic books. Travis will be handling it with the print-on-demand manufacturer because he's already got the account there and all the stuff is set up for him. And I guess we're going to either split the difference between who's doing the digital rewards, or one of us will take it. But yeah, we'll get everything out.
Yeah.
Joke of the week.
Yeah. They're just gonna make you come out and do a commercial. That's what they do. They'll make you come out and do a commercial for all their shows. You see what I'm saying? It's like that'll
Right.
be your show,
Right.
is just the commercial for all their shows.
Plus, at least one dad joke.
And Cindy, you are one of the most amazing cheerleaders. Yes, you are. Very
Thank
much.
you.
And that was one of the main reasons that I was like more than happy to come out and help you launch this book, because you are a huge supporter of all the people that you come into contact with. Just every time I see you in the comments in CromCon, it's like you're out there watching. I'm like, oh, Cindy's watching, and then somebody will say something really stupid. I'm like, oh, I gotta go apologize to Cindy.
You do get some very interesting characters on CromCon.
Hey, I mean, when I first started, I didn't know anybody.
Mm.
I think Brian Polito was like the only person in the first CromCon that I had actually had any kind of serious conversations with for, months prior. Actually,
Right.
maybe even a couple of years prior. We had talked a lot. And he's actually the inspiration behind it, because when Emerald City went down, it was like I asked Brian, what are you going to do? I'm just going to have him ship all this stuff back over here, and we're just going to do a virtual sale this weekend, basically.
Mm-hmm.
We're just going to put it all up on this weekend and go live and just show it to people and sell it, just like as if we were at the show. And I was like, yeah, that works. Dude's got the resources to just have everything sent back. He's already got a ready built audience.
Right. Right.
Yeah, that works great for him. What about my other friends? What's everybody else going to do? And that was when I was like, okay, I'm going to do what Brian's doing, but I'm going to do it for everybody. And Brian came out. Brian came out. He did the final panel that weekend, for the very first show, and I was like amazed that he was even giving somebody that like me, who had never done anything. That was the other thing. So many people gave me credibility in the beginning who did not know me. I had never done anything other than I just had a little Facebook group. That was it. I was nobody. I was just a fan. I used to come out here and go, oh, look what I got. Look what I got this week. Look what I got this week. That was the totality of my internet presence. And then when everything happened, it was like, okay, switch gears totally. The group direction changed. It became a promotion and networking group, and not just a look what I got group. We changed things up. We geared it toward making sure people like you get as much exposure as possible. And that's all because of COVID and what happened, last year is
Right.
when the cons went down. It didn't have anything to do with me. I'm no con promoter or organizer. Cindy, have you ever seen what I wrote down the very first list for CromCon on?
It's the back of a napkin?
Oh, it's almost that good.
Oh wow.
This is
paper plate.
This is the list. This is the actual CromCon list from CromCon 1. We did 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And Polito ended the show, and I still have this thing sitting here on the desk.
Wow.
For over a year now, this thing's been
Wow.
sitting here on my desk because it reminds me who I was. Like I said, I didn't know anything about any of it. That's what I wrote the guest list on. I didn't even make event posts back then. I didn't even know what an event post was.
Well, but you made an effort with what you knew, and folks respect that.
Man, I've learned a lot. I've had a lot of people help me out. Shay helped me build my YouTube channel so it looks legit when you go look at it now. It's not, just a bunch of random videos thrown together. I've had a lot of people help. Lee Reese does some art. Manny Soto did some art, for banners and stuff. Kevin Gillette helped a lot. We've had a lot of people help over the year. to build
Mhm.
it and give me advice and help me out to know when I'm doing wrong or what, or I can always tell when I have a good idea though, because everybody else does it next day.
Mimicry is the best form of flattery.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, but I can always tell, if something I did worked because I'll see other people doing it. And I'll be like, yeah, all right, that's cool. You know, and yes, it is. We've been out here for an hour. We got 9. I'd like to get one more. I'd like to get one
One more
more,
be good.
y'all. Come
One
on.
more be good.
I'd like to get one more. But
Cross into that double-digit range.
yeah, we launched it about an hour ago. So I was gonna say if you want to go ahead and here
Oh,
we
hey,
go.
a youngster.
There's one of them. Look, dude. Look. I gotta show him. Here we go. See this? This is about a guy who's like you pick your animal in a game, right? And you're like the animal in the game, but the animals are looking for their humans, and it's actually a game too. They're making a game too, but this one's coming, bro.
Like if they find you, you turn into the animal?
No, they're already the animal in the game. They're trying to find their humans. We're going to get the book, and you're going to read it, and you'll figure it out. You know video games. You understand. Yeah. You know video games.
Dinner's done.
Oh, dinner is done?
Yeah.
Cool. You want to say hi to Cindy?
Hi.
Hi-oh!
This is the guy who's going to be taking this. This is like the heir apparent to CromCon and the Magnet.
All right.
Aren't you? Yeah. Be taking over.
And we're having BLTs.
Ooh, bacon.
Bacon, 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 bacon.
And lima beans.
How come you had that look on your face when you said lima beans, boy?
Because I don't like
Because I don't like them.
Lima beans might be an acquired taste.
Yeah, it could be. Cindy, want to go ahead and tell everybody one more time exactly where they can find you? Right there, I know. But
All right. My name is Cindy Koepp. You can find me and all of my stuff on ckoepp.com. I have listings there on my webpage for all of my books and anthologies. There will be a page coming very soon for the comic book. There's even a web store. You can get some of my amigurumi critters. You can sign up for my website or for my newsletter. Also on my webpage, that comes out twice a month, once with a project update and once with other cool stuff there. And the Kickstarter campaign you can find at bit.ly/animaliks, all crammed together as one big happy word. And we'll be running the campaign all the way through to June the 7th. And the funds that we raise will go toward the cost of the artist, part of the print run, and then getting all the cool toys that everybody gets for backing.
excellent.
If we overfund, then we're going to work on foreign language translations. Travis is a professional translator, so he and some of his pals have got it translated into Spanish, French, and Portuguese. And so any extra funding will go toward the print runs for those foreign languages.
Okay, the same guy I told you about earlier, Danny Morales, down there in Florida at the Collective. He has a grandfather that loves comics but doesn't speak English.
Oh.
So you just like probably won him over with that. I'm gonna let him know that you got, you also have a Spanish copy available. He's gonna love that, and that's probably gonna sell a retailer pack for you all by itself. I'm just letting you know.
Wow. Most excellent.
I will get to work on that. I have to sell a few retailer packs to him actually right now because I got to get the Indie Bolt Revolt book down there in his store.
Oh yeah.
Too. So
yeah.
Grandpa, who's
yes.
that guy?
That's the character. What's the character's name right there?
Which one are you looking at?
The one right below you on the screen.
Oh, that's Aussie. Aussie
Aussie.
is Ava's human. He is a Bakari tribesman, so he's an expert with a bow, and he's an herbalist, so he can use plant parts to heal people.
He's a healer and he's like a ranger.
Yeah, there you go. Ranger works.
Like a Power Ranger?
No, I didn't say a Power
Like,
Ranger,
wait.
boy. I said a ranger, like a druid, like a in the woods with a bow.
Robin Hood.
Legolas.
Legolas is another good one.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, it's just like Hawkeye, but he can heal people?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, Hawkeye's a good example.
Healing Hawkeye. There you go. Actually, and he has and it's all about the interchange between the animal and the person. Mm-hmm. All right, go eat, boy. I'll be up there in a minute.
I already ate.
Oh, you already ate, huh? They already
I
ate.
hope he left you some bacon.
Yeah, well, it's not him I got to worry about. It's Sophia.
Uh-oh.
She's over there trying to get it before it's even, it's like you're cooking it, and she's over there trying to snitch some off of the pile that's draining. That's, you just put over there on the paper towel and the grease is draining. She's over there trying to snatch it before you even you're not even done cooking yet. Yeah, she's the baconator. Oh, what do we got here? Oh,
Yes,
you made a manatee?
Yeah, I made him a mighty manatee.
Nice. Nice. I want to see pictures, man. You guys got to drop pictures of that stuff in the madness. All
Okay.
you guys, man, your projects, the madness.
All right.
Wait
I
a
will
minute.
drop some amigurumi
I
and
have
Pilder
not
Dragons.
done this all night. Hold on. We got to do this. First, subscribe to Comment Talk with Pops Van Zandt. Second, join the madness. And as always, feel free to drop questions in the comments and be part of the show. Smash the like and share the stream. There you go. I didn't do that all night long. But that's okay. That meant we were talking, and you see what I'm saying? That's why I have co-hosts.
Mm-hmm.
Handle the stuff on the side, because if you get
Right.
into a good conversation, you forget all about that stuff.
Oh yeah,
That's one of the
you're focused
reasons-
on the person.
Well, that's also one of the reasons I've never felt comfortable with sponsors, because I'm not going to remember to play your ad all the time. I'm just not that organized. I have notes up here and stuff, and still, that's what it is, though, right there.
Always promote. Yep.
Always promote. That's what I try to do. Sit in this chair, I go to work, and it was fun going to work.
Thank
for
you.
tonight.
I appreciate your help, Pops. It was great.
Hey, we're not done. You're stuck with me all month now. You know that, right?
All right.
Like I said, you drop it a couple times a day in the madness, and I will post it out from there. So
I will do that every morning, every evening. I'll make sure there's a post lands in there.
all right. Appreciate you, Cindy.
Thanks. Appreciate your help.
You have a good night.
You too. Enjoy your bacon.
Oh yeah, bacon. All right. That was wonderful, as always. Love having people out doing cool stuff that involves comics. Love Cindy. She's great. She's a supporter of the madness, a supporter of CromCon, everything we're trying to do here. And we're always going to be a supporter for Cindy. So, Oh, yes. Hey, you hit me up anytime, man. You hit me up anytime. We'll talk about whatever you want to do. That's what I do. So, y'all have a good night. I want to play this thing that Lee made for us. Now, this is not the finished product because we change it every month for the different CromCon. We have some new stills that we're going to be putting into this before it's finished. But this is how.
Get some.
24. I hung out here just for you, 24. Just to let you know. Hey, you hit me on Twitter, you hit me on Facebook. I pay attention to all of them. So, hit me on either one. I'll get back with you. I'm always down for promotion. That's what we do in the madness. You all have a good night. I'm Pops. You're great. Party on.